What? Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 129th episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as the 17th episode of Season 3 titled A Ranger Catastrophe Part 1. We start this episode in the Angel Grove Animal Shelter. New location again. Someone's finally putting money into this show. Aisha is volunteering there, which helps because there's never been enough money to staff the animal shelter. Aisha leaves and we see the cutest dog ever. In the park, Aisha meets up with Kim, telling her all about working at the animal shelter. They find a random white cat out in the middle of the field and it doesn't have a tag or anything, petting the little fluff ball. Rita is watching this and she screams about how she's doing so well. She calls it her most brilliantly engineered plan in 10,000 years. Also, turns out Zed hates cats. Rita says that the plan is now officially on now that Kim and Aisha have a cat. Zed warns that he wants nothing to do with this if Rito is involved. Rita says that they've taken the bait with the cat. Outside the youth center, Aisha meets up with Tommy, Billy, and Kim with the cat for a real health code violation. Turns out if no one claims the cat by the end of the day, she just gets to keep it. What if this person doesn't call by the end of the day about their cat? Also, does that mean that if it's adopted, it'll just be Aisha's? Is Dr. Wheeler really hurting that badly for adoption fee money that she's going to hold a cat ransom on the off chance that someone else might pay for it? Bulk and Skull show up yelling at Aisha about the health code violations. I mean, thank God. I'm glad someone here is thinking. They leave her going inside the youth center and their plan is to return the cat and get glory for it somehow. At the vet, Aisha is there turning this cat into a strong Rito, and Dr. Wheeler says that she's in perfect health. Zed sends down Rito to make sure that no one adopts the cat so that Aisha and Kim will get it for sure. He appears and he hides behind a bush, jumping out and yelling at people walking by. Hope they weren't trying to get a dog or anything. Aisha asks Dr. Wheeler if she heard anything outside, and Dr. Wheeler says, "It's hard to hear anything with all the barking in here." She says this in a completely silent room. She then asks Aisha to go get her some pet vitamins because this vet is insanely unprepared for taking care of a single animal. Bulk and Skull find Rito and they start to freak out, but Bulk says that they're going to move in and handle Rito. Somehow. They then try to arrest Rito, who basically tells them that he's too busy for this, waving his arms, and he makes them run away. Aisha hears them screaming, and she looks out the window, seeing Rito. She then just screams for Ninja Ranger power. Hope the vet is still distracted by all that non-existent barking. Aisha flies out and she starts fighting Rito. It's funny that Aisha has been given like 3 times the amount of things to do compared to Trini. Outside the youth center, Rocky is stoked because he's about to eat a giant sandwich in front of the other Rangers when their communicators go off, and he looks pretty crestfallen about it. This is a weird, unnecessary thing. Zoran tells them what's going on and they need Ninja Ranger power now, and what the hell is Rocky doing? The other Rangers show up to help Aisha. This pisses off Zed and he warns that this better be a good plan to Rita. Goldar then suggests the Tangas, who appear near Rito, which scares Rito because it's hilarious. Then Tommy just makes everyone stand on each other and jump through the center of them. What a prick. Then the long shot is hilarious. The Rangers fight off the Tangas and Tommy actually gets his ass kicked, which is kind of cool. Also, I think something that's been happening that I've never realized before is now there are battles happening in the background of the fight in the foreground. Also, Rocky just goes into a tree. The cat is somehow watching this and suddenly she transforms into a human girl. Aisha takes on Rito before she just falls into nothingness, disappearing. Rito says he's not given up, but the Tangas leave, so he tries to bail running into a tree. The vet finds the girl inside and she asks if she needs help. The girl says that she wants to adopt a puppy, and the vet says, "You're new in the country, I take it." Just because this girl has an Australian accent. That's like saying that someone who has lived in the United States for 10 years, who still has a British accent, is new to the country. Way to assume. However, the girl really is new here, and she says that she wants the animal to feel less lonely. Also, the Rangers rip off their ninja clothes and Rocky hopes that his sandwich is still there, but Adam is going to race him back for it. I mean, it's kind of nice to see these people actually acting like real teenagers for once, I guess. Billy leaves with them and Aisha tells Tommy and Kim about how it's almost time to close, which makes Kim celebrate that they now have a new pet. In the animal shelter, apparently the puppy and the girl didn't get along for super obvious reasons, and then the Rangers come in and distracting the vet, which gives the girl time to run away. The vet attempts to introduce the teens to the girl, but obviously she's gone, but it's okay, here comes the cat running up. Aisha scoops her up and apparently the cat loves Tommy, but she doesn't like Kimberly, swatting at her. Then the vet asks Aisha what the cat's name is going to be, and Aisha goes with PC for Park Cat because wow. Aisha, never have a child because you'll end up naming them number 1 or something. Speaking of which, that reminds me of last episode. At Aisha's house, the cat is lounging on the couch while Aisha is reading. Kim comes in doing a twirl to show off her outfit to Aisha because she's going to the movies with Tommy. They end up having like a really realistic chat about how Kim feels bad about working out so hard on gymnastics recently, and she feels bad for Tommy, and Aisha kind of points out that Tommy is allegedly a good guy, so he's gonna want her to do well. Also, the cat takes this moment to get up and run out the door. They realize that the cat is gone, and Aisha freaks out because the windows are open downstairs, so she might be able to get out. Kim apologizes, and Aisha says it's okay in the tone of voice where you know it's really not okay. They start looking. The cat then just walks out the front door because apparently Kimberly was raised in a damn barn before it runs behind a bush, turning back into the girl who has a cataract or something going on. Aisha and Kim come out looking, and Aisha tries to tell Kim to go meet up with Tommy, but Kim refuses. Then Rita just appears on top of a dumpster because this episode is bonkers. She yells at the girl for taking so long, and the girl apologizes because it took longer to obtain the information. What is the information, you may ask? Kimberly is supposed to go to the movies with Tommy. Seriously. Rita says that this is perfect for some reason, and this girl is going to need wheels for this, and she turns the dumpster into a car. That's not a thing we've seen her do before, is it? At the youth center, Tommy asks Ernie if he's seen Kimberly, and Ernie says, as a matter of fact, she just called, and he explains how they're looking for the cat. Thanks, Ernie. I mean, did you just get off the phone and got distracted by something shiny right away? Then the girl walks in, approaching Tommy. She says that her car is broken down outside, and she asks Tommy for help, who tells her to just call a mechanic because, yeah, that's what you'd say to someone. She strong-arms him into looking at it anyway, and he introduces himself. And finally, 16 minutes into this episode, we find out that her name is Catherine. They go outside. Tommy closes the hood of the car, saying that it's fixed. But then he says how he's always wanted to drive one of these. Then Kat says that he can take it out for a spin, and Tommy declines because he definitely has to meet up with Kim. Kat then says, come on, basically, and poor Jason David Frank attempts to communicate, I want to, but I shouldn't, but why not? But instead we get, I ate some bad chicken, I think. Tommy and Kat take off in the car, leaving. They drive past the animal shelter where we see Bulk and Skull are with Lieutenant Stone to show him that Rito was there. But of course Rito is gone, so Stone doesn't believe them. Why? This is Angel Grove. Zed then zaps the car with Tommy and Kat in it, sending them into a terrible green screen dimension where Tommy is still attempting to drive for some reason. Kat then saddles up to Tommy, screaming that she's so scared. Rito is sent down by Rita and Zed, who immediately make him giant. In the youth center, Kim and Aisha walk in, meeting up with the others. Ernie tells her that Tommy is helping someone with their car when their communicators go off. The five move out. And I have to say, it's nice to see this group of five without Tommy for once. I don't know why, it just is. In the command center, Alpha and Zoran tell them what's going on, and Kim immediately says, who's that girl? Zoran says that they can't identify her just yet, but the alarms are going off. Rito is attacking the city. They don't know what to do. Save Tommy or save the city. Just save the city. Tommy sucks. Over the credits, we see bloopers from a cutscene where Bulk and Skull were acting as crossing guards, I guess. And then they see the cat and run off. I have no idea where this would have fit into the episode, but I can only guess right before they run into Rito for the first time. This episode has so much going on, and to be honest, it's kind of amazingly bad. I could go on and on about the holes in this plot, so I'm just going to summarize them in a list. Why does this girl need to be a cat at all if she's just going to lure Tommy away as a human? Why did Kim leave all the damn doors open? How come Rita came down to turn a dumpster into a car? Why didn't Ernie just tell Tommy about Kim's phone call the second it happened, since Tommy was right there? What was the point of Rocky's sandwich bit? Why wouldn't Stone believe Bulk and Skull about a monster? Also, when the vet said that the cat was in good health, they definitely checked the temperature of a cat rectally, so is Rita really making Cat go the extra mile for this mission? There are probably more, and honestly, there's so many issues with this plot that it's almost comical, yet I had a lot of fun watching it, so I guess it kind of balances it out as like a solid medium. Seriously, they're shooting in different locations and they're trying new different things that make the Rangers feel like real teenagers for once. I can't blame them for at least trying. So how will part 2 conclude this confusing ass story? Find out next time, but until then, may the power protect you.